There's so much in terms of opinion that we've got. Shireen caught up with Roshni Nadar Malhotra in her first interview after taking over as the HCL Tech Chairperson, so that's important. Also, Wipro's Executive Chairman Rishad Premji on how business is panning out. So I want you to listen into that, Sanjiv, and give us your thoughts. Let's just listen into those views.
Even though the last couple of years of the pandemic have been one where everybody had moved to a work from home environment, and we were all taking caution on a couple of our expenditure and how the company was evolving. I think one of the things that you've seen is that for us, we've really ramped up and continue to ramp up the pyramid mix. So the number of freshers that we're hiring. And I think that's also now starting to show in the way we're improving our margins. And that's a strategic direction we want to continue taking. What we've done over the last couple of years and continue to do even now is we've opened quite a few nearshore delivery centers. So, we've got Morocco, we've got Vietnam, we've got Sri Lanka. Despite, the economic turmoil in Sri Lanka, there wasn't a day of billing we lost. There's Mexico, there's Costa Rica. So there are many of these new centers that we're opening. So again, expanding on the nearshore delivery model is something that we're going to continue to pursue.
I find there's still uncertainty in the environment, but there's more cautious optimism, and I'm using the word more purposefully and intentionally. So that's one big change. The other thing I find is the environment, to your point, is less somber than I expected. People are more hopeful of how things will come back. People are more hopeful about the recession in the US perhaps, or the slowdown in the US being more short-lived. But the good news is deals are transacting and customers are still making strong, relevant decisions for their future. I think there's also a stronger orientation to ROI, so investments that customers have made over the last 2 years, perhaps in a certain state of euphoria, customers are now demanding and saying, look, how do I make sure that I get returns for that investment? And so there's a huge focus on optimization. Quite optimistic and excited as I look at our pipeline, I look at our own structure, I look at our own settling organization, I look at the momentum we have seen over the last 24 to 30 months. I think we have a strong, well-settled team that is very much focused on the market and transacting and seeing stuff happen in the market.
You talked about attrition coming down, and that has been the case as far as your peers are concerned as well. But what about hiring, especially given the fact that there is some degree of uncertainty, even though you are cautiously optimistic, but you continue to be uncertain about the environment?
Yeah, look, when attrition comes down, your hiring by design slows a little bit. Attrition has come down quite dramatically, right? We're at 17.5% on a quarterly annualized number, which is dramatically less, 360 basis points less than last quarter. I think it'll temper even further as we move into Q4. Europe is doing well for us. It's been an area we've invested very purposefully over the last few years. If I look at our pipeline in Europe, I'm very excited about that. There are pockets.
That's interesting, because Rajesh said that that's the one pocket that they're most concerned about.
So as I was saying, it's very interesting. The dynamic is different for different organizations based on the way their portfolio is unfolding. Our pipeline is healthy. If I look at the large deals in the pipeline, they seem healthy.
Okay, pipeline is healthy, but environment is still a bit uncertain. Sanjiv, you like HCL Tech. What did you make of the commentary? And the fact that despite all the challenges, they sort of maintained their FY23 revenue guidance. Of course, mid-quarter, they had to sort of scale it down a bit. But overall, are you optimistic here? Do you think that perhaps this is a good time to be buying in?
So Sonia, I am very, very optimistic. And by the way, I am not missing Davos at all. And if you are, you should catch the flight to Delhi. It's close to 2 degrees. I was in Vaishno Devi last week. It was 1 degree. I'm headed to Amritsar on the 27th, where again there is 2 degrees. So I am loving this. I mean, I love my India and I don't care about Davos, A. B, HCL Tech is my top holding and I will not sell it for 1,500 rupees by Diwali. It is an outperformer. Secondly, Sonia, everyone talked of, the winter coming and Russia's gas and everyone freezing to death in Europe. Nothing has happened. Gas has hit a 3-year low. And I think Europe, which was the ugly duckling, has rebounded very, very sharply. So the ugly duckling remains Jeremy Powell and the Fed and the members who speak out of turn. I think Europe is going to lead the charge. China follows and India will be one of the, not a laggard, but an outperformer. So HCL Tech is our top holding. We continue to be very, very positive. We added it at 950 when it was all dismal. And we think that 1,500 is coming by this Diwali. And you're most welcome to join me at Amritsar at 2 degrees. You can go to the Golden Temple and the Wagah border.
I'm happy in the summer. I'm more a summer person than a winter person, but I'm sure you're feeling a little bit of FOMO. I mean, look at the stunning locales in Davos, you know. There's a little bit of FOMO that all of us are feeling. But Prashant has been to Davos, by the way. I haven't, but Nigel and me haven't. So, Prashant?
I'm happy with...
sitting here in Bombay.
You know, I'll tell you what, right? I mean, as a journalist, to go to Davos, it's... you hit the ground and I mean, it's not as if you're flying in on private planes and, you know, waltzing around and walking in with... I mean, it's a lot of work, guys. I mean, I've been there, I think 3 years, but it's...
it looks rosy, but it isn't.
It isn't. I mean, it's a lot of work. So, yeah, I mean, I agree with Sanjiv, right? Amritsar and the food, Sanjiv, I mean, that's...
You're missing the woods for the trees. If you don't see if you don't see a Delhi winter, then you haven't seen anything, Sonia. And Amritsar is to live for, it's to believe. Firstly, the Golden Temple, the Wagah border, and the kulchas you have never had in your life. Plus, if you are a non-veg, the best pomfret fish ever.
No, I agree with Sanjiv. As someone who grew up in Delhi, I can attest to it. I mean, absolutely, no questions. Sanjiv, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, so I was just telling you, I was in Vaishno Devi on Wednesday, Thursday, I was in Jagannath Puri, where the World Cup hockey is taking place and not getting any center stage. It's a big event. You should see how Bhubaneswar and Rourkela have turned around. I mean, Odisha is going to be the dark horse as far as energy, as far as the economy goes. People are laughing their way to the bank. So you can imagine what the length and breadth of India itself offers. And I have no clues about missing out on the Davos. I would not go there. I mean, if I got the opportunity, but I am happier in my India, and I'm very, very happy. You know, if you people would like to accompany me to Amritsar, it will be a pleasure.
All right, and the World Cup, you're taking on Wales, I think, today. Let's hope India's campaign goes well. And those grounds, I agree with you, Sanjiv. You know, I used to play hockey when I was growing up, and super world-class facilities in Odisha. But let's talk about the markets. You know, any particular stock that you want to throw to us, you know, something not run-of-the-mill, not the banking names, maybe not the IT names, but something special that you would like to, you know, tell our viewers, something new.
Yeah, so look, Bajaj Finance came out with guidance or numbers which showed slight bit of weakness in the best season. But what you missed is that they've added the maximum amount of retail inflows as far as AUM goes. I think this is the time, and I had some inkling of a conversation with Sanjiv Bajaj, and the next step would be by the budget to get a banking license. I think both the Bajaj twins will come out with the best numbers ever in history they've reported on the end of this month. This is the time to put your money. If you've been waiting to buy the best stocks over the last 20 years and you are looking for a cause, this is the time. Do a sip in both the Bajaj twins. When there is bad news and there is price, you will get the opportunity. Secondly, a dark horse here is Vodafone Idea. Look, everything is priced in as far as the debt and all. The government is clear. Once you have 10 rupees, they will convert their debt into equity. The company is not going to let loose. They are going to definitely stand by it. There is a 12.5 rupee in which they have options to be exercised. I think as a dark horse, 7 can become 10. Now, if you're looking to make money, there is risk and reward.
Okay, all right, Sanjiv, it was a pleasure speaking with you as always, and we will see you next in Amritsar, hopefully, to eat those kulchas. So thanks a lot for that invitation, by the way. It's very kind of you to, always extend such warm invites to us. Of course, when we get the time, we will make that trip happen, definitely. Thanks a lot for joining in. Okay, well, that's the word coming in on